Welcome to ILTV's Israel Daily. I'm Nadar Gavelazi, and before we begin, we want to remind you again that for more of the best content from Israel, sign up today for our streaming platform, ILTV+. And now, coming up in today's newscast. Israel completes its first ever tests of the Iron Dome defense system at sea. Tensions still running high along the Russia-Ukraine border. Is a diplomatic solution on the table? And where does Israel side? And as the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing come to a close, how did Israeli athletes fare? Israel's defensive Iron Dome system completed a series of complex tests at sea for the first time on Monday. The Defense Ministry announcing that interception tests by the naval version of the Iron Dome against a variety of threats, including rockets, cruise missiles, and unmanned aerial vehicles, were completed in a joint collaboration of the Navy, Israel's Missile Defense Organization, the Administration for the Development of Weapons and Technological Infrastructure, Rafael Advanced Defense Systems, and Israel Aerospace Industries. The tests were completed on the SAL-6 corvette, INS Magen, one of Israel's 4 newest defense ships acquired from Germany. In a joint statement of the Defense Ministry and the Israel Defense Forces said this marked an important milestone in the operational ability to protect the strategic assets and vital interests of the State of Israel. And after a very tense week on the Russian border with Ukraine, with daily predictions of a Russian invasion, a ray of hope as U.S. President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin agree in principle to talks. Marnie Shamroth with the report.
A glimmer of hope that a diplomatic solution will prevail in lieu of all-out war between Russia and Ukraine. French President Emmanuel Macron announced early Monday that U.S. President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin have agreed in principle to a summit over Ukraine, though he said such a meeting would be impossible if Russia were to invade. Ukraine welcomed the talks Monday morning, though called on Western powers to impose sanctions on Russia immediately, a move which the United States and European nations have so far refused.
We welcome this initiative. We believe that every effort aimed at diplomatic solution is worth trying. We hope, of course, as human beings, as someone who desperately wants to avoid the war, we hope that 2 presidents will walk out from the room with an agreement about Russia withdrawing its forces from Ukraine. This will be the clear indicator that Russia is ready to escalate. If this doesn't happen, it means that we remain in the same escalating logic by Russia.
Yet, despite the seeming goodwill, Russian troops remain at the ready on Ukraine's border, as the U.S. and U.K. continually warn that a Russian invasion is imminent. Meanwhile, Israel's Diaspora Affairs Minister saying on Monday in an interview with Kan Reshet Bet Radio that Israel still aims to avoid taking sides in the conflict. But if sanctions against Russia were to be imposed, Israel would take the side of the U.S., saying, quote, Israel's heart is with the United States, echoing similar comments made by Israeli Foreign Minister Yair Lapid Sunday to Israeli News Channel 12. And Israel also reiterating its call Sunday night for all Israeli citizens to leave Ukraine. On Sunday, 75 Ukrainian Jews landed in Israel's Ben Gurion airport to make aliyah in a pre-planned flight of the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. Aliyah and Integration Minister Pnina Tamano-Shata welcomed them and addressed the Ukrainian Jewish community, saying that all Jews in Ukraine have a home here in Israel.
And joining us now with more updates from the ground in Ukraine, veteran war correspondent and security affairs commentator Ron Ben-Ishai. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon.
So there are talks now of a possible diplomatic solution to this crisis, right? A summit between Russia and the United States. I mean, is this feeling of hope reflected at all on the ground in Ukraine?
Not at all. Not at all. The Ukrainians are sort of indifferent. They have heard from this side, and they've heard from the West, and they've heard from themselves and from the government. They don't really believe anyone here. And so the mood in the street is is gloomy, but not desperate, and they don't really have many hopes for improvement of the situation or a change of the situation in the near future.
To watch full episodes of ILTV's Israel Daily and tons of other content from Israel, visit our website at iltv.tv or download the ILTV Plus app.